Think about this for a second. It's been over 50 years since humans last left the cozy confines of Earth orbit and really ventured out into deep space. So, that huge gap in time, it brings up a massive question, right? After half a century, is our tech actually ready for the return? I mean, the hardware, our knowledge of what deep space does to the human body. Are we really ready? Well, that's exactly what this mission is all about. Okay, so to really get what's at stake here, we've got to rewind just a little bit and look at the mission that set the stage for all this. If you remember, Artemis I was basically the dress rehearsal. It was an awesome flight, yeah, but it was uncrewed. They sent up an Orion capsule with some high-tech mannequins packed with sensors just to make sure the rocket and the spacecraft could even do the trip. But Artemis II? Oh, this is opening night. This is the real deal. We're talking about 4 astronauts strapping in, putting their lives on the line, and trusting this brand new technology completely. And because you have actual people on board this time, the whole point of the mission changes. Engineers have a name for this. They call it the ultimate shakedown cruise. So, what's a shakedown cruise? It's kind of like when you buy a new car and you take it for a long drive just to make sure everything works, to find any little quirks or bugs before a big road trip. That's Artemis II. It's a 10-day flight with one single massive goal: prove that the SLS rocket and the Orion spacecraft can do the job. Can they keep a crew alive in deep space? And this is the big one, bring them all home safely. And you've got to understand, the place they're going to test this stuff, it's a whole different beast. I mean, sure, we've had astronauts on the International Space Station for decades, right? But the ISS is still nestled pretty safely inside Earth's magnetic field. It's like a protective bubble. Artemis II is punching right through that bubble and heading out into the wild west of cislunar space. We're talking harsh radiation. It's just a completely different and way more dangerous ballgame. Now, since this is the first time with a crew, you better believe NASA has a safety net. And it's a brilliant one. It's called a free return trajectory. Basically, they're going to use the moon's gravity as a giant cosmic slingshot. It's designed to whip the capsule around the moon and fling it right back towards Earth, almost automatically. How cool is that? It's a backup plan that's literally written into the laws of physics. Okay, so we've talked about the rocket, the capsule, the hardware. But this mission is testing something way more complex and, honestly, way more fragile. It's testing the human body. Yeah, this quote just nails it. The crew, they aren't just pilots along for the ride. They're both the scientists and the test subjects. Think about that. They are living, breathing experiments. Their own bodies are the most important sensors on this flight, telling us if we as a species are actually ready for this. And the number one threat out there? It's radiation. It's no joke. Once you're outside that magnetic bubble I mentioned, the radiation levels can be 50 to 100 times higher than what we get here on Earth. Figuring out how the human body handles that constant bombardment is, without a doubt, a top priority. So, how exactly do you measure all that? Well, they've got some really clever experiments packed on board. One is called Archer. It's going to watch their sleep, their stress levels, even their cognitive function. Another one will analyze their blood and saliva to track how the immune system, which we know takes a hit in space, is holding up. But the one that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction is called Avatar.
And this is just, wow, this is incredible science. For the very first time, they are sending what are called organ-on-a-chip devices past the Van Allen belts. Those are Earth's main radiation shields. These things are tiny, like the size of a USB stick, but they have living human cells on them. They're designed to mimic human bone marrow so scientists can watch in near real time how deep space radiation messes with our tissues on a cellular level, all without any extra risk to the astronauts. It's absolutely groundbreaking.
But it's not all just about survival and engineering tests. This mission is also a massive opportunity for some pure science, the kind of science you can only do when you're way out there. Right, so even though they're not landing, not this time, the crew has another job. They're also trained geologists, and from their perch about 8,000 kilometers above the moon, they'll have a view, a perspective that no rover or orbiter can ever truly replicate. Their main tool? The best camera ever invented, the human eye. Seriously. They'll be looking for things that automated systems can easily miss, photographing craters on the far side, spotting the telltale signs of ancient lava flows, picking out tiny color changes in the soil. And all of that data is absolutely vital for figuring out where we should land next. And how do they send all that amazing info back home? Well, this is another huge test. They're trying out a massive upgrade to space communications. Forget old-school radio waves. We're talking about lasers. It's literally like upgrading the moon from dial-up to high-speed fiber optic internet. This is what's going to let us get crystal clear, high-def video from the moon in the future. So, they've done the science, they've tested the systems, they've seen views that no human has seen in 50 years, but none of it matters if they can't get through the final, most dangerous part of the mission, the fiery return home. Okay, try to picture this. The Orion capsule is going to hit the top of our atmosphere at 40,000 kilometers per hour. That's almost 25,000 miles per hour. It's just a staggering speed. And that speed creates an unbelievable amount of friction, which means heat. A lot of heat. The outside of that heat shield is going to get up to nearly 2,800 degrees Celsius. Just to give you an idea of how hot that is, it's about half the temperature of the surface of the sun. Half the sun! So yeah, the bottom line is that heat shield cannot fail. It has to work perfectly. You could argue it's the single most important piece of tech being tested on this entire flight. If it works, the hardware passes the test. If it doesn't, well, let's not go there. It's the ultimate pass/fail moment. So you see, it really is a final exam. The launch, that's a test of the rocket. The 10 days in space, that's a test of the life support and the human body. And that insane re-entry, that's the ultimate test of the heat shield. A safe splashdown means we passed. It means we're ready to take the next big step. When you step back and look at the big picture, Artemis II is way more than just one mission. It's the bridge. It's the crucial link connecting the incredible legacy of Apollo to a whole new future of exploring the moon. So yeah, it's the final exam before we go back, maybe this time to stay. And that leaves us with a huge, exciting question, doesn't it? If we pass this thing, what do we do next? What will humanity build on the moon once we've proven we can make the journey?